each point of creation, each cycle of time. The fowl makes contact with them and quite often tells them that the end of the cycle is going to happen, and that he safeguards them from destruction. It is felt that this creator deity is intricately linked with Orion and somehow only allows communication when somehow the geographical layout resembles Orion's belt. So what they're hoping for now is really the return of the sound.
Is it possible, as ancient astronaut theorists believe, that ancient Hopi legends of the creator god Masao provide further proof of contact with our extraterrestrial ancestors from Orion? And if so, might the Hopi have been signaling for the return of these otherworldly beings through their epic alignment to the constellation? Or could there be a more profound reason their landscape points to the stars of Orion? Perhaps one that will ultimately guide mankind back to our celestial birthplace. Giza, Teotihuacan, Nabta Playa, Black Mesa. Could these ancient monuments, all aligned to the stars of Orion, really be linked to each other, providing clues to our celestial beginnings? Or is there perhaps another, even more profound connection between mankind and the constellation?
So, why is it that the most important archaeological sites on our planet resemble the constellation Orion? I think it's not a coincidence. And so the question is, where did this come from? Was there somehow some technology available to us, to our ancestors, or did somebody map at an ancient point in time and for them? Were they given this science, and did they just treasure it and maintain it until a moment in time when it was clearly lost?
When you look at these Orion correlations, pyramids of Giza, the beliefs of the Mayans, what it seems to show is that Orion is where we came from. It's where the extraterrestrials came from. And if we were to go to Orion, what we would probably find there is a planet very, very similar to that Earth.
Is it really possible, as some ancient astronaut theorists contend, there is a planet similar to our own in the constellation of Orion? And if so, what, or perhaps who, would we find there?
If we did get to the Orion constellation, the stars that make up Orion, especially around the Orion Nebula, that star-forming region, we would find a region of the galaxy that's kind of similar to our own, but more active. More stars with planets likely. There's still a lot of room for opinion because there are still unknowns. So my own opinion is, yes, life is probably either extremely likely elsewhere or else we don't have a clue as to what life really is. So if we're looking for life elsewhere in the galaxy, a good place to start looking would be Orion.
Even with today's technology, traveling to Orion would take hundreds of thousands of years. But might there be another, more profound mechanism, perhaps from out of this world, that would make such an expansive trip in one lifetime possible? In 1935, 30 years after his groundbreaking special theory of relativity, Albert Einstein published a collaborative paper called the Einstein-Rosen bridge. According to this theory, bridges, or black holes, exist in the universe, allowing shortcuts through space and time. Today, physicists refer to them as wormholes.
It's 1,500 light years distant, about, to Orion. If we were somehow able to use wormhole technology, then conceivably we could shorten the travel time or even make it instantaneous. Although the theory even of how wormholes could work is is still being developed.
Almost anything that's possible theoretically in physics exists somewhere in our universe. So I believe that wormholes exist somewhere, but not anywhere close to Earth.
Might advanced extraterrestrial beings have traveled here, not in a spacecraft, but through an interdimensional space-time portal, as some researchers suggest? If so, is it possible the Egyptian pharaohs really were able to journey to Orion through their pyramids? And could there be a way for us to rediscover that otherworldly knowledge and return to our celestial birthplace? Might the Orion constellation also be mankind's ultimate destination?
Orion is so important to all of these ancient civilizations. We know that they were seen as points of creation. We know that the ancient Egyptians used it in their passport to the afterlife. And so we know that this is a place of origin, but also a place of destination. They tell us that somehow this is linked to where we came from and where we're going.
I think the prevalence of the myths about Orion and the alignment with Orion suggests that the extraterrestrial beings who came from Orion infiltrated or instructed various civilizations throughout time and left this as evidence of their appearance.
Thousands of years ago, there were extraterrestrials. We know this from tradition. And before the extraterrestrials disappeared, they told our ancestors, yes, we will return. The humans could not understand what this was. They looked up to the sky. They saw the glittering, shining stars. It's deep. This is endless. They believed this is heaven. The gods are in heaven, and they will return one day.
Are the widespread creation tales surrounding Orion really just myth? Or might they be historical accounts of extraterrestrial beings that visited Earth in the distant past, as ancient astronaut theorists believe? And is it possible the stars of Orion actually represent not only the origin, but the final destination for mankind? If so, how will we get there? And what or who will we find when we arrive? Perhaps one day we'll unlock the mystery of Orion and reveal a celestial origin within ourselves. Intricate diagrams carved into the surface of the Earth. There are over